to get really deep, a lot of times you need to kind of roll them up on your side and really sink that arm in deep here, right? This is totally wrong. It's this side. Yeah. So when you roll them up this way, and you can push on the shoulder to make sure that that gets in really deep. And then what you need to do is that shoulder has to sink before you lock everything up. And then head comes in down to the mat. Is that good? Yep. But yeah, the biggest thing that helped me out was that when you roll them and push on that shoulder, so to make sure this arm, like I'm trying to reach this arm as deep in as I can, almost straighten this arm out as I push on his shoulder, and then you use your head to hold his arm, and then as you come down. That makes sense?
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's try that. Partner up, we'll try that for a bit. You can go straight into that hidden arm choke.
So when I'm escaping, I'm gonna like isolate an arm. When I fall to the side, I'm gonna hold it, do on his wrist, come over my head, get my foot out. And as I go, I'm giving him, and that's okay, it's a common
same
thing.
thing when we come.
Like pretty common way to get out. Going to this side, starting to get my hips out.
And I know he's escaping, so I just shoot this in. And then it's the exact same thing. You can sink that arm nice and deep. Any questions? Anyone ready to give that a try?
Nothing to see it again.
Does everybody know what the strong and weak side is on the seatbelt?
No.
So to choke him, I want to fall to this side.
No.
Oh, yeah, this is the weak side.
This is
Yeah, so it's the strong side. So this is where I want him to go.
the top arm.
That's why it's the
His top arm is the strong side, so falling to his top arm is where I'm like gonna be choked. Yeah, you got it.
And then yeah, you can start, you kind of plan. So this is what he's going to do to escape. He needs to clear this bottom hook. So as soon as he clears that hook, that's when I can start. Ready?
We good?
1, 2. The whole series again. I get.
So when I get out and he goes through, my first escape is I'm gonna try to back stroke my arm around his head, and now I'm safe from the choke.
Yeah, and if I didn't fall, like if a lot of people fall off to the side for their head and arm, and if he escapes the head and arm, then he's in a better position.
Yeah, when if he stays
So if
down,
I keep at least one leg up,
like
that
he
even
doesn't
if he
lose.
escapes, then I can shoot straight up into the mouth again.
Yeah, and if he tucks his head too much and you can't get your arm to backstroke out and he gets actually off to the side, grabbing your leg here, you can hear it in my voice, gets like way easier. Because I'm pulling my arms down, it's pulling his shoulder off my neck. So it kind of saves me, but you have to watch out for diesel squeezels here. Because they will.
Yeah, so if he keeps his head tucked tight, then I'm not able to get to his neck here either, so he's safe.
Yeah, this one, it only works if they get off of mount.
Yeah.
But if they do, it's like a really strong escape. I'm just like, you're just connecting your hands behind your leg and driving.
And then there's one more, so we'll show you all 3 escapes, and you can kind of go through and work on each one.
Third one is if I grab his elbow and pull his elbow up. There's just, I don't really know why, but there's like not much of a choke. And it doesn't like escape, but it's gonna buy me a lot of time. Like, I can sit here for.
Yeah, because he's pulling on my elbow, which keeps that side of his neck safe.
Stops the arm from going really
Yeah.
deep, I
Yeah.
guess.
So here, we'll go through all three of those one more time. So, yeah, if you can backstroke out, and you can do it quick.
Yeah, and you can
Like
kind
here.
of bridge with it, like.
Yeah. And the bridge helps a lot because it throws me off balance when
Yeah.
I'm trying to hold him here, looking for the choke.
Yeah, bridging kind of pushes him up, and then
Yeah.
I can get my backstroke out.
That's probably the best escape, if you can get that one right off the bat. And then the elbow, if you can't get free, he's got there grabbing the elbow, would be the next.
It'll buy you a lot of time.
And then if they fall off to the side, which lots of people will,
Yeah,
then it gives you that opportunity.
which lots of the times they'll let go with this and come up, and you're gonna get out of the choke, but you're not gonna be in a great spot.
Yeah.
But it definitely stops the choke.
So let's give those three a try. 1, 2.
Definitely get grips on people if you can.
And the inside of the knees is a much nicer place to get a grip than the outside. The outside, I have all sorts of, I can move around, no problem. On the inside, he can hold, and then I can't pummel my feet in.
And some of the easy ones that you can get if they're playing this really open guard, so you can literally just pull it to your side, kind of shelf it on your hip. And with the hips, if you keep your posture, you can just kind of
Yeah, then I'm stuck.
push them down. That's exaggerated, obviously only use your hands. But if you have to get grips on the inside, fall and pin, and use your elbows to defend their pummel, because they will try and pummel in.
Yes,
And-
if he keeps his elbow high here, I can pummel my foot in, and that's no problem to break free. So when he grabs it, keeps his elbow low, and I can't get around it.
which is one of the passes.
And the other thing that Ethan did there is this leg, you pin it to the mat, and you want to put all that pressure on the knee to hold it there, so I can't get that leg free.
I'm kind of on the balls of my feet. It's almost like this has like 40% of my weight, if not more. But lots of times with guard passing, if you can, just move them to the side, just with a little bump,
Yeah, if you're quick enough, I mean, that's ideal.
or you can just hold hands and just give them a little rotate. Because if you can give a little bit of a push into them, then they can start really moving, which is one of the things that Mark was showing us earlier.
Yeah, that little push, just enough to get my hips off the mat, because when my hips are off the mat, then it's easy for him to spin me around. Whereas if I can keep my hips on the mat, it's way harder for him to do.
One more thing. This is kind of mean, but when you have those grips on the pants, if you got your knuckles right into the knee,
Yeah.
the person's gonna want to move because it's horrible.
Yeah, and to be honest, when you leave class, you should
Have a
have
bruise.
bruises on the inside of your knee, if the guy's doing the pass on you properly.
To give them something to practice though, which ones we want to do?
We'll start with the Toreando one, because it happens.
Toreando. It's just like that. You kind of move your hips back, allowing.
And then he comes straight down into knee and belly.
And you can keep this grip if you want. Definitely settle with some grips and just kind of give them a nasty time.
Yep.
But this will give you opportunities for things like baseball bat chokes or just regular collar chokes. For that.
So we'll
And
try that.
points for the knee on belly.
Points
Yeah.
for the knee on belly
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, and you can kind of play around a little bit, just, the part can give you a little bit of resistance with keeping their feet, so you kind of get the feel for,
Like fun. Have a bad habit of keeping my elbow up. You
then
can start.
then you want to get that inside.
Yeah. And same deal. It's just a bunch of patterns and learning those patterns. Any questions so far?
the knee on belly, and knee on belly, when done, you know, when it's really uncomfortable, he's really driving that knee in. A lot of people, they'll do anything to get that knee off. So a lot of people will frame on that knee with their hand and push to get it off. And as you do that,
It leaves a big hole. When he starts pushing, it leaves a huge hole here that I can dive my arm into. And I'm just gonna cup the back of his head and kind of step over to the center of his back. Just spin back for the arm bar. So I'm gonna knee on belly, and start framing. Leave a huge hole. So I'm stepping to the back, middle of his back, and just sitting through, keeping this across his face, and this tight up in his armpit.
yeah, like a good pinch. You want to pinch with your knees in that arm bar.
So whatever, passing, get the knee on belly,
So I want to get that knee and belly off. So
push, collecting that big hole, collecting his arm. I'm gonna step to the middle of his back, shoot through and keep it nice and tight here. As I pull this back, he should almost like lift up a little bit.
For the aspiring blue belts, usually you wanna not even stop by stepping on the back, you wanna just keep going
All
and
the way
almost
around.
fly into that piece.
Yeah, and like, I suck at it, but I need to get better at it. Push it over, more flexible, or like faster people. Stepping through and getting your foot all the way around. And then going through. So you're in a more secure like arm bar.
To make it even quicker, you can just land like the shin in, just.
Yeah,
same.
like up top.
So yeah, because a lot of people, they just leave that hole open as they try and get that knee off.
You get collected. Coming through, keeping everything nice and tight. Like the big gap from his wrist, and pull that all the way down. He's
And you can see I'm on my side.
Yeah, that's because I'm keeping it
He kept
pulling
it tight,
him
so
up.
I can't go down because his shin's on my back, keeping me on my side.
Yeah. Good.
Loose.
Okay, let's try that. 1, 2, 3. So when he's here for knee on belly, this is fine. I just, this free hand, I just come through and I just, right on his ankle, and I just push it between my legs. And now I'm in quarter guard, he's out, and then I do this side and go straight to half guard. And for me, that knee on belly escape works more often than any of the other ones. Because he's sitting here in a nice tight knee on belly, you don't have to push off, and a lot of times, they're strong enough, it's hard for you to push off. But it's fairly easy just to drop that leg, push that in, and then go right here, half guard. Does that make sense?
Loose.
We'll go to the other side, show up from the other side. Yeah, so he's solid on knee on belly, and I just drop this leg, and then with this hand, I just push it into quarter guard, and then as I roll to this hip, push that knee straight into half guard, and then out of his knee on belly. And if you can do that fast enough, they won't even get their knee on belly points. Questions? Okay, let's give that a shot. 1, 2.
Rip this up and kimura him, hitting it behind his back. But like, I don't know, I always struggle with this. He makes grips on his bottom lapel, and he's too strong. So what I do is I take this arm and I block his leg as I put my weight on this foot, and I shoot that back leg around, and then I turn, and I can fall back or I can like roll forward. I'll just fall back here, and then once I'm here, I'm straightening my legs while I hold on to my thigh here. Taps to the tarikoplata. And if not, you can break his grip there. It's much easier, and then you're in like a really strong kimura.
Back. And that's a common, like if someone's going for that kimura,
Yeah, or
grab him at the
actually,
bottom
in
of
mount,
the-
if he turns over, and I start coming up here, I end up in like this position a lot when I can fall back to arm bars. But you're in kind of the same position. And when you get here, you can square up and like almost sit on his head, and either kimura or tarikoplata. And you can roll forward here, go on that shoulder, and end up in the same spot. And then just make sure you grab onto your thigh when you extend. Does that make sense? Can you see it again? Good.
Kind of to them passing to the side.
And then a counter to the defense.
Yeah. So if Cooper gets a hold of my knees and he's going for the pass, and he's already got my legs, so I need to frame on his face.
I can't get in. I'm kind of stuck here.
Framing on their head is a lot stronger than framing on their arms or their shoulder or anything else.
Yeah.
When you frame on their head, they're stuck.
And my arms are kind of occupied. So when he's framing my head and I can't get in here, I'm gonna take this top elbow, come up and over, and like squish down his leg and then run the other way. So now I'm on the opposite side, and his frame doesn't like do anything. I'm gonna try to land up in knee on belly. And I'm still holding on to my same grip, same original grip I have on leg of it.
And he uses that grip to get me. 'Cause
Yeah,
otherwise I could just stay here on my side.
And I can't really do much. I'm gonna use that bottom grip. That will hold him up.
Knee and belly.
Dude, what about that armbar there? You like pretty much land into it when you put your knee on his side. Just let that knee more his armpit and the armbar.
Yeah, there's that too.
Yes, yeah.
Because that's a good one, and that's like the exact transition.
It's kind of,
Depends what really their arms
it's kind of
are.
awkward when you're like, when you come across here, it's framing, I'm squishing it with lip. Like here, like,
Yeah, I would put
I'm
my
not
arm
missing.
in, but yeah, if anyone tries to continue to frame
Yeah.
when you come in,
armbar, like, crap, you can just stay on top of an armbar them.
yeah.
But for right now, we're gonna hold them up, knee on belly.
And then you collect your points.
Yeah. Do we need to see it again? Yeah.
So here, I'll turn around this way so that.
Oh, yeah. So,
So
I'm
I can't-
going, he's framing on my face.
So I need to frame on his head, and that stops him from being able to come in.
And then I'm gonna take my elbow that's down over and drive
And he's able to
down.
flatten my hips out.
And then I'm gonna keep walking and I'm end up in heel belly. Try to.
And if I put that arm up, I'm in trouble.
Yeah.
Like Connor said.
Yeah, if he pushes his arm up when he's
If
here,
I keep this here,
you can just take it off.
which you don't even have to fall,
No, you can stay on top.
you can just step over and finish that arm bar from the top. Here, do one more time. But getting that elbow on top of their shin is really important, because otherwise I can keep I can keep this
Yeah.
leg up here and he's not going anywhere.
But if I can get that on
as soon
top-
as he flattens that leg, I have no more control for stopping.
And then go the other way. And you don't have to go to the other way, you can just settle for side.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Yeah.
Ready?
Loose.
1, 2.
This is real.
We haven't seen it.
This is called the suppository.
Uh-oh.
Alright, we get our same grip that we're doing for the Toreando. You know, jig left. That was right. Jig right. That was left. Boom. Now everyone's confused. Cross your feet. Jump backwards. And collect saddle.
Alright, we don't need to see that again.
I like the jig right.
Yeah, but it wasn't right, it wasn't left.
That's what I'm saying.
And then you had that cross foot that I'm sure Mark wouldn't like.
I fucking love this. Boom. Left. Right. Jig.
What's the reason behind the name?
The suppository? Because I'm putting my ass in his face.
I want, you can't have that leg.
I want. I need a new uke for this to work. Thank you, Chris, for letting me demonstrate.